How do you buy, mix, and store non-KYC Bitcoin securely? Well, today we're going to go through exactly that flow, from buying Bitcoin at a non-KYC source to mixing it so that you break any links that may have been present there, to storing it securely on a hardware device. I am Ben with the BTC Sessions. This is your daily session.
Hodl the Bitcoin.
Before we get started here, shout out to sponsors of the show, CoinKite.com. These guys just have the best damn hardware in the Bitcoin game. I love my Coldcard MK4. I love all of my stuff that I get from them. I've got just a ton of these devices and products that they offer. But if you want the best, most cypherpunk way to be storing and using your Bitcoin, you're going to want to check out the Coldcard. You're going to want to check out Open Dimes. You're going to want to check out the Tap Signer and Sat cards. All kinds of great stuff here at CoinKite.com. If you want to check them out, links are down below, and you can use code BTC Sessions for 5% off. Up next, we have Shakepay.com. If you're in Canada, super awesome and easy way to stack sats. E-transfers in and out, no deposit or withdrawal fees. There's a thin spread, and if you sign up with the link down below, $100. After your first $100 purchase, I'll give you $30 for free. You get the same deal every time you send over friends or family via your referral link. You can shake your phone every single day for free sats. They've got a sats back Visa card, all kinds of great stuff coming out of these guys. Be sure to check them out. LEDN.io, you can use your Bitcoin for a ton of different services. In particular, these guys are very useful for myself whenever I have a cash flow issue. I need to get my hands on dollars, but I don't want to sell my Bitcoin in the process because that's a taxable event. Maybe worried about having to buy back at a higher price. Well, I can deposit Bitcoin here, get a loan of dollars to my bank account, and get it within 24 hours. When I pay back those dollars, I get back the same amount of Bitcoin. They do have savings accounts for Bitcoin and USDC. They have their B2X offering. They also are rolling out Bitcoin-backed mortgages across Canada and soon to some select US states. And they also do their quarterly proof of reserve audits, so you know you're not getting jerked around. Be sure to check them out, LEDN.io, or rather start.ledn.io/BTC Sessions. And if you sign up and fund your account, you get $10 for free. Up next, we got Bitrefill. These guys help a ton for me and potentially for you. If you're looking to get on that Bitcoin standard, you can purchase any gift cards that your little heart desires with Bitcoin, both on-chain and via the Lightning Network. You earn sats back as you shop. You also earn sats back when you use your referral code. You can top up whether it be phone refills or lightning channels, all kinds of great stuff. And if you're in the US, they just rolled out bill payments. So be sure to keep an eye out for that and get yourself on that Bitcoin standard. And finally, if you are backing up any important Bitcoin wallet, be sure to get it in solid steel. I would say that pieces of paper, just don't cut it. I want that peace of mind. So I'm not worried about fire damage, water damage, all that stuff. So this is typically how I back up my wallets here with the BillFodl at privacypros.io. So check them out. All of them are linked down below in the show notes. And with that, let's dive into the tutorial. So the first thing I want to do is talk prerequisites. What are you going to need to know and what are you going to need to download in order to go through this workflow with me? Well, number one, let's first reestablish what we're going to be doing. We're going to be purchasing Bitcoin from a non-KYC source, in this case something called Robosats, of which there are many different ways to pay because you're doing it peer-to-peer. So we'll go through those options in a little bit, but to interact with Robosats, you're going to need to use Tor Browser. Technically speaking, you can use it without Tor Browser. That's not especially advisable given that you can leak things like your IP address when doing that. So you're going to want to go and download Tor Browser. Also, in dealing with Robosats, you don't have to have it, but I would recommend having Telegram for desktop. I just find it super useful. Or if you're doing this on mobile, then for mobile will work just the same. But yeah, Telegram will just give you notifications of the state of your offer. The other thing that you'll want to get is the actual onion URL or the website for Robosats. And you can find that a couple places. So you can go to robosats.com and it will give you a warning. Hey, you're not using this privately. This is ClearNet. You probably want to use our onion site. And it says, hey, you're going to need to get Tor Browser. And here's the link to our onion site. And you would just copy that URL and paste it in Tor Browser. You can also find the same information from their Twitter handle, and you'll see robosats.com, but more importantly, down below, there's a link to their Tor website, and you can just copy and paste that in to Tor. Now, in the process of interacting with Robosats, you're also going to need a Lightning wallet, which will lock up funds for a little bit. This is just to prevent spam orders from going into the order books. And so one that's really easy to use and seems to work pretty well with the platform. There's tons of other options, as I'll mention, but would be Wallet of Satoshi. So you can download that from your app store if you want to use that. Pretty simple. Yeah, and so you'll have that and a little bit of Bitcoin in it depending on how much you're looking to buy, but it will be temporarily locked up as you make your order, and then you go from there. There is a full tutorial on that down below, by the way. Up next, you're going to want somewhere that you're going to receive your Bitcoin. So we're going to be using Sparrow Wallet today. You can grab that from sparrowwallet.com and just get that for desktop. And we'll go through the setup of setting up your accounts and everything. And then we're then going to be using Sparrow Wallet to coin join. And that coin join is going to go directly into a hardware wallet, which we're also using with Sparrow. And that's going to be the Coldcard. Today I'm going to be using the Coldcard MK4. This will work the same if you have different Coldcard wallets, if you have different types of hardware, but this is what I'm using because obviously I love my Coldcard. In particular, I'm going to be using the MK4. I'm also going to be using Cold Power, which is just a little dongle that allows you to connect to a 9-volt battery for power. I'm going to be using one of these SD cards, and I'm going to be using the little power cable that connects to your Cold Power. So when you see all that stuff on the desk, that's what it is. And outside of that, I think that's more or less what you need. You're going to need Tor Browser, Telegram Messenger if you so choose, and the link to Robosats. You're going to need a Wallet of Satoshi or some other mobile Lightning wallet that is simple to use, Sparrow for desktop, and a hardware wallet, in this case for me, a Coldcard MK4. And then you should be set. By the way, as we go through all of this, I just wanted to say that I will be kind of glossing over a few things. I'm just going through the flow here, exactly what you need to do to purchase, mix, and then secure your non-KYC sats. So if you're going through and following along and you're like, hey, I have questions about that, that seemed too quick, I need some more explanation, I will link down below full tutorials on everything that we use here. So a full tutorial on Robosats, a little bit more in depth than what we do here. I'm going to have a full tutorial on Wallet of Satoshi, even though it's pretty simple in itself. A full tutorial on Sparrow Wallet, the basics of just how to use it in various senses. A full tutorial on how to do coin join via Whirlpool within Sparrow Wallet. And then finally, a full tutorial on the Coldcard wallet, which in that tutorial is also used with Sparrow Wallet. So you can go through the gamut, you can learn it all in depth if this tutorial by itself doesn't quite cut the mustard and you need to fill in the gaps. We can either do this before or after creating our Robosats offer or order, but we're going to create a Sparrow wallet specifically for this purpose. Now, I'm going to gloss over a few things here, but we're just going to go through the flow of creating a new wallet. So I'm going to go File, New Wallet, we'll say non-KYC, and we'll create the wallet. At this point, we just want a regular single signature wallet. It's going to be native SegWit. We don't need to mess with that right now. And then we're going to do a new or imported software wallet. At this point, we're going to use, for the simplicity of this video, I'm going to do 12 words. And then we're going to choose generate new. So we're creating a new key for this wallet. So generate new This now gives us 12 words that we're going to write down and keep safe for our non-KYC wallet. And this is going to be also where we're mixing, just so you know. I'm doing something horrible right now. I'm taking a screenshot just for the ease of this video, but normally I'd be backing this up in steel or something like that. Nonetheless, I've now got this. We'll just say this is my piece of paper here that I've written down my backup, and I'm going to hit confirm backup. And I'm just going to enter the words that I had written down. Once I have retyped in my words, I'm just going to hit create key store. We're going to put import key store. I can close this out. And then I'm going to hit apply. Do we want to add a password? This password has to do specifically with your computer. If you don't want somebody getting in, accessing, potentially spending from this hot wallet here, then you can add a password. I'm not going to do that right now. So I'm going to say no password. And here we go. So we now have a wallet that can be receiving our non-KYC sats, and we have a receive screen right there. We'll be using a receive address in a little bit here. So here we are on Tor Browser, and I've saved Robosats as a bookmark here. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to take me to their Onion website. All right, and here we are on their Onion site. This will automatically generate what's known as a NIM, a privacy tool that enables you to receive Bitcoin and be able to interact with other individuals without giving up your information. And so what you can do here, you've got a few options. You can make an order, which is what we're going to end up doing, but you can also view the order book. So you can look at the sell or the buy orders. Everything is listed down below. So if we hit view book, it'll show basically all of the different orders that you can look at, and there's you can scroll through the pages down to the right hand side. You can also specify I want to buy or I want to sell Bitcoin. So in this case we'd be looking to buy, and then it would show us the different orders that are available to us. We'll go back to the main screen here, and we're gonna make an order. Now it says, how much would you like to buy? I'm gonna be buying $200 US worth. I'd like to buy, I'll specify that. Okay. And then fiat payment method, which would you like to use? And you can scroll down. I'm in Canada, Interac e-transfer is an option. There's lots of different ones, but I'm going to look for, and I can even search here, Amazon gift card. Okay. So I'm going to put that in. Now, what are you willing to pay over market price for this Bitcoin? So when you're going through non-KYC rails, you're going to expect a little bit of a premium here. If you're holding this for the long term, you probably are, it doesn't really matter in the rounding error that is the current price. So I'm just going to put 5% over current market rate. I think that is pretty fair. So I'll leave that there. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hit create order. And then this says, store your robot ticket. You might need to recover your robot avatar in the future. Store it safely. You can simply copy it to another application. So this is just, if you need to get back and you need to re-access this screen, if you accidentally close down Tor or something like that, this is what you would save. And I can just save that to like a text edit. And we'll just do a new document and we'll paste that in. So I'll just, I'll save that for now. I'll minimize it just in case I need it. It's a good idea to have a copy of it. Okay, we'll hit done. All right, so this is now making an order on Robosats, and we need to do we need to lock up a little bit of money here within Robosats. And what this does is it just makes sure you're not spoofing orders, you're not spamming orders, things like that. Okay. So what I'm going to be doing here is I've got, let's see, it shows compatible wallets, by the way. So if you want to take a look at what wallets will work with this, this will basically just lock up some Lightning Network sats here, and it says here are the compatibility ones here. For simplicity, I'm going to go with Wallet of Satoshi. And so I can just open that wallet up on my phone, and let's see, what do I need to put here? I'm going to need to lock up about 20, just shy of 25,000 sats. So I'll show you what's going on my phone here for a second. So I've got Wallet of Satoshi open here. This is just a really simple, it is a custodial Lightning Wallet app. There's no KYC involved in it or anything. You can try out Moon, you can try out Breeze, you can try out Phoenix, other options. But it seemed like this one will work just fine. So for my purposes, all good. So here is Wallet of Satoshi. All I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the yellow send button and scan the QR code that was on the screen there. So I'm just hitting send. I'm doing a quick scan. And it says, it gives me basically all of the details about this order, Robosats, publishing order, so on and so forth. Okay, I'm looking for $200 US. And yeah, it basically says to me, it will be automatically returned to you unless you cheat or cancel unilaterally. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hit the green pay button, and it'll say sending. And there we go. We can see that it has come through, and I can now enable Telegram notifications if I would like. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that. I do have Telegram on desktop. Enable. I'll jump back here to Google Chrome. And just so you know, this link within Tor doesn't automatically open up my Telegram. So I just pasted the same URL here in Google Chrome. And now I can open up Telegram, and I'll pull it over so everybody can see. Here's Telegram. I'm going to hit start. There we go. I will send you a message when someone takes your order with ID 11296. Perfect. Okay. So I'll get notifications about that whenever I need it. Let's jump back to Tor here. I don't need this open anymore. Okay. So now that we have an order up, we're basically just going to wait for somebody to take it. Once somebody does take it, we're going to go ahead. We're going to buy an Amazon gift card, and then we'll communicate with the seller in order to ensure that we're going to receive the right amount of Bitcoin. Okay, so some time has passed, and I've got a notification here in Telegram that tells me that somebody has decided to take my order for $200 worth of Bitcoin plus 5% over market. So I have this here. It gives me a link to that, but I already do have Tor Browser open, and I can see here that I now have the option to receive payment. So first, what I need to do is provide how I'm going to receive payment. You have both the option now, and this is a new feature that they added. Before, it was primarily Lightning, so you can accept via Lightning Network, which has better privacy guarantees than just regular on-chain Bitcoin, or you can go on-chain. And so I am going to go ahead and do on-chain here because I want it to come into that wallet, and then I want to mix it afterwards. So this is what I'm going to do. It does say there's a swap fee because they're going to be swapping sats out of Lightning and into an on-chain transaction. There's also going to be a mining fee, and this is just based on how busy the network is currently. I'm okay with that, and it says the total amount that I'll end up receiving is 786,403 sats. So what I need right now is I need a Bitcoin address. So I'm going to grab this from Sparrow Wallet. So we just set up our Sparrow Wallet prior, and all you need to do here is on the left-hand side, hit the receive button, and this will take you to your receive screen here. And I'll give a label to this. I'll just call it Robosats, and I will copy the address. We'll jump back over to Tor, and I will paste in my address and hit. And, it's always good to double check it. WKMT, the last few digits, looking good there. So I'll hit submit. All right, perfect. At this point, I'm going to be connected to an individual that has agreed to take this contract. So I can now interact with them and kind of set up exactly what we're doing here and talk through everything. So we'll be back once I do a little bit of chatting and we get everything in order. So now I'm going to go ahead and buy the agreed upon payment method, which is an Amazon gift card. So I'm on Amazon.com buying a US dollar gift card in the amount of $200, and I can specify where it's going to be sent. Basically, I'm going to send it to myself. I will get the credentials to redeem it, and then I will give those credentials to the person I'm interacting with on Robosats now. So we'll be back when I do that. Okay, so I've successfully purchased the card. I've got the way that Amazon gift cards work. You can redeem them with the redemption code. So I've given that to the seller of Bitcoin here. They've now redeemed it. Everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hit confirm here on Robosats, and the rest should be on their end to send over some Bitcoin. So I'm going to hit confirm. All right, and we can continue to chat until everything is resolved here, and I will let you know as that goes. Now everything appears to have gone through. So it says trade finished. Here's your transaction ID. It gives me the option to start again, renew order, and it says that I should be receiving 786,403 sats. So we'll navigate over to Sparrow Wallet and ensure that is coming in. Also, I should have the funds that were in Wallet of Satoshi should be unlocked as well. So we'll go and we'll check those things, and then after we'll come back and we'll give Robosats a rating as to how well things have gone. Over here in Sparrow Wallet, success, I see an unconfirmed transaction on its way in for the exact number, 786,403 sats. And we'll wait for that to confirm, and then we can start our mixing process next. And just for good measure, if we take a look at Wallet of Satoshi, it actually shows the previous transaction was held, and it basically shows as if it's in the process of going through because it hasn't been officially accepted on the other end. And then it reverts back to my wallet. So there's actually no record of that transaction having taken place. It disappeared from my entire history of transactions, but I did make note of the balance after sending that escrow transaction through, and it would have been around 10,000 sats. So that reverted back. The 23 or 24,000 sats is now back in Wallet of Satoshi where it originated. So we have all the sats that we purchased, and we have the escrow fund that we had initially sent back in our own custody, and we're good to go. We're ready to move on. Now, another part that we want to set up before we start mixing our newly attained KYC free sats is we want to set up our Coldcard with Sparrow Wallet on desktop. So I have a Coldcard right here. It's already been set up. So I'm making some assumptions here that you've already kind of set it up. You have a seed phrase that you've written down. PIN is already set up. All of that is set. We're just importing it into Sparrow Wallet. If you're unfamiliar with that, again, down below, full tutorial on Coldcard and so on and so forth. So just on the main screen here on your Coldcard, you're going to go down to Advanced. So we'll find Advanced down the screen, and we're going to choose, again, it says Advanced/Tools. We choose that. And then the second option there is Export Wallet. That's where we're going. So we're going to choose that. And then within this menu of what type of wallet we're exporting to, we're looking for generic JSON. So I'll scroll down to that, show you what it looks like. It is that one right there, generic JSON. I'm going to hit the check mark. It tells me it's going to save a file to my SD card, and I'll just kind of scroll through the information here. I'll hit the check mark. And it's going to ask you an account number. You can leave that blank. We'll just hit check mark there. And then it says generating. And this is creating a file on my card, and it says, hey, if you're using NFC, which is a function of the Mark IV, hit 3. Otherwise, you can just hit check mark and it will create the file. So I just hit check mark and it says there's a file written and it says coldcard.export, so on and so forth. So there's a file now on my SD card, which I can now eject from the actual device right here, and I can put that into my computer. And that's pretty much all we're going to need from the Coldcard itself right now. So I'm just plugging this SD card into my computer. I'll transition here. So here's Sparrow Wallet. Here's the SD card I just brought over. This is the file I'm looking for, Coldcard export. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do File, New Wallet. We'll call it MK4. We'll hit Create Wallet. And now this is an air-gapped hardware wallet. So we're going to choose that. And then Coldcard, we look for the Coldcard. We're going to hit Import File. And we will look to that SD card right there. And this is the one we're looking for, Coldcard export JSON. So we'll hit open. There's all the information about our account here. We're going to hit apply. I'm not going to add a password for this one. And just takes a second. And there we go. So everything's all done. And we have our wallet. Now, I've previously used this Coldcard in other demo tutorials, but if this was a new one for you, you would not see any other transactions. Nonetheless, we're good to go here. We have our Coldcard wallet set up. We're going to leave that open. And if you notice now, we have 2 different tabs. We have our non-KYC wallet, the hot wallet on our computer that we created earlier, and we have our Mark IV, or the XPub of our Coldcard, so it can receive transactions, and then in order to send transactions out, we'll need our Coldcard to approve them. So now that we have everything all set up, we've got our cold and hot wallet, we have our non-KYC coins sitting in the hot wallet, we can now start mixing directly into our Coldcard for long-term storage. So how do we go about doing this? Well, first, we're going to head over to our non-KYC wallet that we created, the hot one, and just side note here, we kind of skipped ahead. I've bumped the fee here to expedite this transaction. So if you're noticing a couple extra transactions here, that's just what that is. You know, you're able to bump the fee within Sparrow using a couple different methods. I'm not going to go into that now, but again, if you're looking at this wondering, that's what it is. Nonetheless, we're going to go down to UTXOs within our hot wallet here. And this shows you all of the Bitcoin that you have received into your wallet as represented by how you've received it. So you can think of it a little bit like having a wallet, and like a physical wallet, and you've received, say, a $10, $20, and $50 bill. This would be like looking at the individual bills sitting within your wallet. So here we've only got one bill, right? We only received one piece of Bitcoin into this wallet. But if there was more, you could select them all here. You can basically just select and highlight whatever you want to deal with. But we're selecting this one UTXO, and we're going down and clicking on Mix Selected. And so this is our Whirlpool configuration. This is where we set our fees. We do whatever we need to do to prep these coins to be mixed, to anonymize them, forward facing. And why are we doing this? Well, there may be some sort of linkage between you and your coins based on how you've transacted with the individual to get your non-KYC coins. So in the instance of me, I bought an Amazon gift card and I gifted it to somebody. Well, they could possibly find out who gifted them the Amazon gift card, and then they could go ahead and say, well, these coins that I sent to this person, I'm going to track them now, now that I know who has them. Or if you dealt with a bank account and you sent somebody a transfer from your own bank account or an account associated with your name, they may be able to then look at the coins they sent you and see where they go from then on and begin to paint a picture of what you own. Well, in this case, you're breaking that link forward facing, so they know that you got a small amount of Bitcoin from them, but they don't know what you do next, and they can't tell what other coins you own. So this is why you would mix. So here we go. Basically, it says you can enter a code. This is a code that gives you lower fees for using Whirlpool if you get one. I don't have one right now. There is the priority in terms of fees, so you can lower and higher the fee that you're attaching here. So I'm going to leave it as is right in the middle, and then I'm going to hit next. And then this is going to fetch the available pools that I'm eligible for based on the amount of Bitcoin that I'm mixing. They have different sizes of pools. One of the smallest is 100,000 sats. There's 1,000,000 sats, and it kind of goes up from there. And because we only have 700 and some odd thousand sats, we're going to be kind of sat with the smallest pool available, which is fine. And so this should pop up momentarily. All right, we can now see what pools we're eligible for. There would be a drop-down menu if we were eligible for more. Say if I had 10 million sats here, it would give me all of the different sizes of pools and their associated fee. So I can see here, I can only drop into this pool. This will give me 5 separate UTXOs of 100,000 sats, or sorry, rather, it's going to give me 7 separate UTXOs or pieces of Bitcoin for a fee of 5,000 sats total. And your anon set would be how sure are people that it's your coins. There's a 1 in 5 chance that somebody would be sure that certain coins would be yours. So it just kind of breaks that link and that certainty that, yes, this is for sure this person's coins. So we're going to hit preview. And this shows the flow of the coins. Where are they going? What are they doing? So you have 1 UTXO here, and it's being split into a Whirlpool fee. Bad bank change is going to be leftovers from the transaction that aren't large enough to be mixed, and those can build up over time, and then you can mix those once there's enough sitting there. It goes into a premix, so it's going to separate them out into pieces, and then it's going to mix from there. And then there's the regular on-chain fee. So all I need to do here, and this is all supplemental information, if you want more in depth, go and check out my Whirlpool video on Sparrow. Nonetheless, everything here gets left. We're just going to hit broadcast premix transaction. All right. And so now we're going to see a little change in the way that our wallet looks. So we still have transactions, send and receive, all that stuff along the side, but we've got additional tabs. We have deposit, premix, postmix, and bad bank. And you can see there's transaction notifications popping up here. Bad bank is where that change that wasn't large enough to mix goes. Premix is where they're splitting up all your coins into set amounts before they get mixed with others. And then postmix is everything that's already been through the Whirlpool and anonymized your coins or broken the links between you and your coins. And so these are all individual wallets. So we can kind of see what's going on here. You can see this is the deposit wallet now. It now has 0 sats. We sent out 779,000 sats, and that went to a few different places. Let's go to the premix wallet. There we go. We now see incoming transaction for 750,000 sats. And once this confirms, then it will begin to actually mix everything all into the Whirlpool. The post mix, we don't have anything yet, but we will soon see mixes begin to come in here. And then bad bank, this is the change, as I said, from our mixed transaction. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for this to confirm and for mixes to begin to happen. And then we'll be able to set things so that we're going to be mixing directly into our Coldcard. Now we have some mixes happening. We are currently in the post-mix wallet, and we are looking at our UTXOs here, and we can see that we've had one come in and confirm. We've got 4 or so here that are unconfirmed, but we can specify where we then want them to mix to. So just to clarify here, you'll get an initial mix coming in to your post-mix wallet, and then you can designate where you'd like them to mix to next, because they get put through the whirlpool multiple times. They get mixed multiple times until you move them elsewhere. And so what I can do here is I can select one or all of my UTXOs, and I can choose the button down below, mix to. I can choose my mix to wallet. Where's it going to go next? And so it'll only open the wallets that are currently open within Sparrow. So we have our Mark IV wallet open here. The reason for that is because it needs to pull addresses to send your mixed coins to. So that wallet is open. I can choose my Mark IV. And then how many mixes do I want before my coins move to my Coldcard? And so you can set this as a threshold. I'd say 3 to 5 are pretty decent. Just for the example, I'll use 2. At this point, I can then click Restart Whirlpool, and this will give it a quick restart, and then it will begin mixing these UTXOs directly into my Coldcard wallet, which we'll start to see pop up here. We'll start to see balances incoming, and we'll have some freshly mixed coins that are now set to be held in cold storage. So let's quickly recap what we've just done. We went to Robosats and we purchased non-KYC Bitcoin using Amazon gift cards. We then sent that Bitcoin to Sparrow Wallet. Within Sparrow Wallet, we used this to connect our Coldcard wallet as well. And then from our hot wallet, we mixed our coins to break the links between the coins that we received and the coins that we are using moving forward, so that anybody that happened to sell us Bitcoin via Robosats wouldn't be able to track us from there on in. We then specified within Sparrow Wallet that we would like to, after X number of mixes, send those coins directly to our Coldcard wallet, which is open and which we're able to generate addresses for, so that we can store those non-KYC coins for an extended period of time in our cold storage. Once again, if you need additional materials to help support your knowledge base in executing this flow, all of those necessary tutorials for more in-depth knowledge are linked down below. I would love to hear from you guys in terms of what works for you, what doesn't, what else you would like to see, or some alternatives to what has been presented here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do remember to like, subscribe, share. All those things help get this type of content in front of more eyeballs. If you want to help out the show in another way, you can hit up the previously mentioned sponsors down below: Shakepay, LEDN, Bitrefill, BillFodl. Also, if you're looking to grab a Coldcard and the stuff that was used in this video, you can check out CoinKite. There's a link down below, and you can use code BTC Sessions for 5% off. And finally, if you really enjoyed this, you can always drop me a Bitcoin tip at my Strike page. That is strike.me/BTC Sessions. You head there, you type in any amount you like. When you hit the tip button, you'll be greeted with a Lightning invoice, or if you tap to the right, a regular Bitcoin QR code. With that, I'm out. Have yourselves a wonderful day or evening, and I'll see you guys next time for your daily session.
Hodl the Bitcoin.